God.
Peace to the God.
Praise God. Introduce yourself, God.
My name is Rakeem Self Born Allah from Sudan.
How did you get the knowledge, God?
Well, you know, ever since I was young, man, you know, I always knew that there was, you know, something more out there, you know, like religion really didn't, like I always saw the flaws in it, you know, even as a youngster. So my parents, they had books, I read Malcolm X, kind of sparked me from there, you know what I'm saying? The music from Brand Nubian, Wu-Tang, you know, you kind of, you know, being from now, see, I wasn't from NY, but when that came out, I was here in Sudan, and so it was my first introduction to, you know, information like that. And so, you know, after that, started going to the mosque, and really wasn't that really wasn't, you know, it was cool, but whenever they started, you know, with the Master Farad with Supreme God, it kind of turned me off a little bit.
Well, let me just rewind for a second.
Yeah.
So your family background, is it like Christian or?
Yeah, my family background is Christian. My mother and father's Christian. Yeah.
Okay, and they would take you to church every day, like what, like a Baptist church or something?
Yeah.
Like that. Well, not every day, like a Sunday.
Yeah. When I was young, my peoples, they was Christian. They used to go to church, but you know, that was during the time where you used to see like Farrakhan and Dr. Khaled on Donahue. You know what I'm saying? You had, you know, music had more of a conscious tone to it, and so I read Autobiography of Malcolm. That kind of sparked me, you know. And but still, I was young. I didn't know any 5%ers personally, or I didn't know any Muslims personally. I didn't, you know, so it was just like one of those things where, okay, I don't really have nowhere to go from here after you know what I'm saying?
After you read the autobiography,
right?
You was like, all right, so now that he just said all that in the book, it was like,
what's next?
What do I do from here?
Right.
Do I go to the mosque?
Right.
Do I go back to church? What do I do? Like,
right.
I don't.
And so, at the time, there was a black bookstore that wasn't too far from the crib. So we used to go out there, kick it. Like they used to have speakers come out. Lot of brothers from Dr. Ben out there, you know, like just Steve Coakley, 5%ers from different areas and just whatever, you know, all the different sides of the conscious community, you know, they would come out there and build. So we used to hang out there, and so I became, you know, once you get a taste of information, you know what I'm saying, you want to keep going with it. And so that's what I did. I kept going with it. But at the same time, I wasn't a part of any organization. I was really just kind of studying on my own. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so with that, you don't really have a foundation to what you're doing. You just getting a whole bunch of information. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you're really not learning about yourself or your history or anything like that in the school system. So it would, even though I didn't have necessarily a foundation with mathematics or 120 or, you know, I still was feeding something that was missing. You know what I'm saying? And then so eventually I started going to the mosque. It was cool, but
what led you to the mosque is the Autobiography of Malcolm X.
Exactly. Because, you know, I saw how I mean, we all know the story and how it cleaned him up and made him, you know, the teachings of how it made him who he was. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so in the mosque, just the whole Master Farad was Supreme God thing. That didn't
sit right with you?
Nah, it didn't.
Well, why didn't that sit right with you?
I mean, because by that time I already knew who the original man was, the knowledge degree in the 1 to 10s, right?
Oh, you had read that already?
Yeah.
You had come across that?
Yeah.
Wow. So before you went to the mosque, you read that?
Well, no, in the mosque.
In the mosque.
Because I was going for like a couple years. I wasn't ever registered.
Okay.
You know, but I was going for a couple years.
And that was here in
yeah, that was here in Dallas at 48.
40, okay. Mm-hmm. Right, and you know, going into the mosque, you're reading. They gave you the student enrollment.
Oh, I heard it. I didn't get the.
They didn't give it to you?
No, they didn't give it to me. I just heard it. You know, after 2 years, you're gonna hear who's the original man.
Right. And what year was this?
This might have been in 08 and 09 maybe.
Okay, because so then you talk about, you heard Brand Nubian, because Brand Nubian son, the maker, the owner.
Oh yeah.
So you're familiar with this.
Right, and but without having a context, I didn't know what any of that meant. You know what I'm saying?
Right. INFMEGA did this.
Peace. In celebration of each other, we support each other's hustle. Weight Life has sponsored this content. You can get a sweatshirt, t-shirt, or a hoodie at the Common Unity store of a law school in Mecca. Or just simply hit me up. I got the hookup. Peace.